Okay. All right, guys. We're going to be talking about a couple things today. One, the daily routine of a top level player. I want to kind of show you guys a couple things, and I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and then we're going to go to the tactical part of the training. We're going to be talking about how things have to work, and I'm going to take some questions, and we're going to try to do this really quickly. All right. Daily routine of a player. So a lot of pro players, even in a young age, they start doing a couple things. I personally, when I start trying out for pro teams, I would wake up before it got any sunset. I mean sunlight. In the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning, I would wake up in the morning. I start running miles and miles, and then I came back home and take a shower and get ready for school, and I ate a good breakfast. Usually, I ate protein, eggs, chicken, and it's stuff like that. That just makes sure that you have the energy for the rest of the time as well. Almonds throughout the day is a good way of protein. Your body is intaking that, and it's helpful. And then I had a workout in the afternoon and after school workout every day myself. I had a good lunch as well. And it's all healthy stuff. I do not use any sauces. We were forbidden to use any kind of like extra sauce. Like let's just say if you're eating tacos, don't put the salsa on it. Stuff like that, right? Like meat is definitely a good protein, especially if you're working out. And I had my own routine every day. 5 a.m. I would wake up. It's a drive. It's a self drive. It's a hard thing to do, but it definitely trains your body. And my coach used to say to us, if you can wake up in the morning and start running, your body knows you're an athlete. And this is what it's going to be performing as the rest of the time. So if you can do it that early, get up and start running, start exercising, start doing your stretches, all that stuff, your body knows you're an athlete now. You're not a couch potato. Your body is going to be getting ready for that. Does that make sense? So brain can actually adjust your body, even the shape of it, once it knows that you're going to be an athlete. So this is the morning routine of Lionel Messi, and he's been doing this for a long time. If you guys want to take a picture of it, he was a little bit later than me, but 6 a.m. every morning. He definitely goes to bed uh, a lot earlier than me too, though. So his sleep schedule is definitely better than I have ever had. And I think that as an athlete, that's one thing I wish that I did better. I had better when I played professional soccer was to get more sleep. Please read what Messi's morning routine is. Take a picture of it. Keep it for yourself. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to read it. Let's go to afternoon. And the night. And by the way, I'm sure he's saying 9 p.m., but I'm sure that he's spending a little more time than an hour with quality time with family and dinner. Um, but around that time, though, he goes to bed pretty early. So this is a pro athlete, proven everything, won everything, and he's still in this schedule. And he was doing this schedule when he was going to school. He just replaced some of this stuff with school in the middle of it. But this is how serious he is with about school and about the work that he's doing for himself. So the discipline is everything, self-discipline, right? So I'm going to ask a question to you guys. The first one, what is your daily routine, for you guys? If anybody wants to raise hand, um, you can speak or you can just write it down there. Coaches, do you have anything to add to this? You guys have any comments about it while they're thinking? I kind of talked about my routine, what I used to have. My daily routine sucks now as a coach. But this is definitely bad. I skip breakfast, I skip lunch sometimes, and I eat at night, which is horrible. And if you're doing that schedule, you're definitely not an athlete anymore. So,
Yeah,
For
I
those
would say,
reactions,
oh,
oh, sorry.
the late night snacks are a big one. Try to avoid those as much as possible. You don't want to go to bed with that stuff sitting in your stomach. That's not going to help. You're not going to sleep well. Well, this is science at this point. Most
yep,
pro athletes know this. They follow this. It's why you've got guys like Messi, Ronaldo, even guys like Tom Brady that can play at a high level for a long time because they understand that every part of their life impacts how long they can play the sport and at what level they can play at it.
exactly. You're right. And I like that also. Like to me, I was kind of surprised about Messi's eating later. Usually, when I played, our nutritionist for our pro team, they would not let us eat after like 6 or 7. They just told us like you can get some small things like almonds again. Like that was a big thing. Uh, or something small. It could be a salad, a quick apple or something like that to be able to handle. But usually most of the dinner should be done around 6 7 p.m. And that's what was expected from our nutritionist back in the 90s. So things changed, of course. um
So I was gonna
Go ahead.
say mine's not uh daily, mine's every other day, just because I get up so early. But I go to the gym before work because we have a 24-hour fitness, and I just do cardio currently just because I'm getting back into it. Um, and then breakfast is light. I normally do protein shake, but I do like my coffee, which is probably terrible, but I don't want to give it up yet. So I do protein shake in the morning and some fruit. Don't give up my coffee, unfortunately. Um, but I don't skip breakfast because it's probably one of my favorite meals.
Yeah, no, this is it's a must. It's a must. Unfortunately, I need to
Um,
get back to that.
but yeah, so I would say for me personally, just because it's also a resolution too, but and I have a big group of friends that go with me, coworkers, but we keep each other motivated. But we also hit the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning just because we all have to be at work at 5. So we all
Yeah.
meet at 3:45 in the morning at the
Yeah.
Boeing gym.
Yeah. So like it's like your body, like my coach said, like I said before, your body knows that you're an athlete the moment that you start working out. So I see some of these guys, they wake up right before school and they like that's not doing what we are saying. Like if you really want to be a next level athlete, can you wake up a little earlier, do an exercise, and then take a shower and be ready for school? That's going to be preparing your body. Now you're going to be actually, your body is going to start changing with that kind of routine. Your body's going to know that, okay, yeah, we need to build some muscle. We need to get bigger. We need to do this. We need to do that. Like your body is going to actually start thinking about these things without you thinking about them. So it's going to respond to that. So it's really important that you have this kind of routine, and it needs to happen consistently, guys. And if you
Anybody
want to
that's
play
in
at the high
Yeah.
level.
anybody that's in high
Yeah.
school, I recommend zero period because they have that opportunity
Mm,
to do the, working out and stuff at school for the zero period and get credit for it.
mm,
So they can work out before they start their classes.
mm.
I did
Is
that in
there
high school.
Yeah.
is there anybody else that
Yeah.
Brandon? Yeah, go
Uh,
ahead.
This is actually kind of my area of expertise. I go to school for this.
Oh,
And
nice.
so, yeah, so the biggest thing is for athletes, I specialize specifically just in sports athletes, is sleep. Sleep is the most important thing that you can possibly do is in keeping that consistent. Going to bed around the same time, waking up around the same time every single day. Doesn't matter weekends, having that consistency. And then when you eat, for example, is so yeah, breakfast, lunch, dinner is having again consistency. Your breakfast having about the same amount of carbs and protein as your lunch and your dinner. So if you have all of that balanced, it actually gives your body the most amount of energy and fuel it can possibly give you, which fuels you and it makes you feel the best throughout the day. So that would be my biggest thing for people is just find something that's consistent for you. Make sure, like you said, um, meats is really good. Chicken's probably the best and lean proteins. Um, Make sure you're getting a number of your carbs from whole wheat stuff. Whole wheat flour tortillas, rice, oatmeal is a great one because it's really filling. And getting carbs from vegetables is the best thing. So having that diet down is helps a lot.
So, just because you do this for a living, I was going to ask you, what did you think about Lionel Messi's?
I like it a lot. One of the biggest things is yes, the discipline, waking up in the morning, everything like that is great. And having the balanced meal. But the one thing people overlook, which really glad they put it in there, is having time to relax and de-stress from everything. It's so important to be able to relax, and everybody's different. Some people do family time. Some people take like a warm shower to calm them down. Some people just like play video games, for example, and that's really good for them. It's really good psychologically.
Mhm.
It's
That's
because
great, man.
psychologically, if your brain is sound, then your body's gonna follow that.
I love that. I love that. And did you hear my routine when I was playing professional?
I did.
That's pretty early, isn't it?
It's pretty early, yeah, but if your body's accustomed to that and you can do that consistently day after day, it's great.
Mm.
Everybody's a little
Yeah.
bit different, but if that works for you, it works for you.
Yeah, I mean, I was so healthy. I was like 6 foot, 145, maybe too skinny, but for 6 foot guy.
A little bit. Yep.
But I was just fit though. I could run for days. Like I could never get tired. So, but it really did start changing my body once I start doing that routine.
Hmm.
Like I start like yeah, I never worked out like abs and stuff like but when I start running every in the morning, my body start changing. Like it start having like six pack and I was like building muscles and it's funny it was funny to me because I never really work out, go lift weights and anything like that. And it
Hmm.
was kind of changing my body. So when my coach told me that your body needs to when you wake up and start running in the morning, your body knows you're an athlete now. So
Yep.
that it's going to be kind of like changing for that now. That's how they kind of train the gladiators, the soldiers, and once they do it so much, their bodies start changing right away to, oh, we're ready for war, we're ready for battle, we're ready for sports, kind of thing. So,
Yep.
well, I was going to ask you. Like how many of you guys actually uh, get the breakfast? How many of you guys skip breakfast? Let's just be honest. Because I do. I do now and I shouldn't. And it's not a good thing. And I wake up in the morning, I don't feel that great to eat, but I should because once you get that routine going too, that actually helps you definitely with your energy for the rest of the day. And you won't actually necessarily need the coffee either. If you get that routine going, and your body just feels that energy. But like, I kind of messed that up a while now. So,
So I skip breakfast just because it's just easier for me. But
mhm.
I do eat fruit throughout the day until noon, and then I have my first meal at like around like one p.m. But that's like only when I work for work days,
Yeah,
and it just
vegetables
works
are
for
very
me.
important. Like
And I
Brandon
have a
said,
green
veggies.
juice too. I
Yeah.
blend either my greens or I 7-Eleven has actually a really good cold press green juice. It's like two for $5. It's really cheap.
Let's
So
see. We got some answers there too. Thanks, Carlos. I appreciate that. Somebody never skip breakfast. Debbie said, okay, that's good. I skip breakfast on school days. Try not to, Leland. Try to make sure that you get it. I skip most days. Alex, you're like me. I never skip. I never skip. That's good. I like that, guys. You see, Carlos put something in college. Fruit and blended greens with lemon and ginger, salt. 4:30 a.m. Runs and 5 to 6 eggs first meal, chicken salad with no dressing. No dressing thing. When I play professional, that was a big deal. Like they would not let us have any dressing. I was forbidden to drink soda. So now, like once got injured and I stopped playing soccer, I was obsessed with drinking Coca-Cola. So that's why I'm still addicted to it now because we were not allowed to. We had a contract thing when I played. If they see me drinking soda, they can fine me, literally fine me, like thousands of dollars. And so I could not be doing it. Like I had to, if I did it, I had to hide it in my house somewhere, worried they're gonna see it. Think about it. This is the life of an athlete.
Um, can I add
Yeah, go
something
ahead, Brandon.
to that? So the thing with the dressing and the sauces, so it's more modern science with like diets and stuff like that because they've been studying a lot of that recently. Is the calories within those sauces? So Caesar dressing, super high in calories. Ranch dressing, extremely high in calories. For me personally, for sauces, I like ketchup a lot. I put it on my eggs. It just helps me, get food down. Low sugar ketchup you can buy at the store. It's like $3, and there's only 5 calories a serving. And so you can put a decent amount on it, and it's only about 10 to 15 calories per serving, and it helps a lot. So if that's something you're into, just look for things that are low sugar or just on the back, just the low calorie options.
Thank you, Brandon. Yeah, I see a question there. Omar asking how long. I usually did just the time. I never really I ran miles and miles probably, but like I did about 30-minute run. And I stretch, I warm up a little bit and I stretch and I ran about 30 minutes and I came back home and took a shower and get ready for school every day. And I was very fast, so I'm pretty sure I covered some good miles. But like it's really important that you can do that. And the first couple times I did it was really tough for me. But once you get used to that routine, man, it's nothing. It feels like that 30 minutes feels like you just did it in five. But the first time, first like week I did that routine, it felt like hours. It was so hard, but your body get used to that. It's just nothing after that, man. And then you put music on. Back in the day, I had the Walkman. You guys wouldn't know what that is. And on my side, I was running with that. I thought that was the cool young kid
Hey, don't
with my
date
Walkman.
us, Dodgy. Careful.
I know I am. I'm too. Yeah, it's too late for that. But, but yeah, I was really proud of that. So I think we covered the rest of the questions here.
There was a
Uh,
good one though. One of the kids asked, "How young were you when you started it?" Honestly,
that's a good one.
for myself, I was in middle school when I started, just because I started select. And once I had the drive, I started just pushing myself at my own pace. So really, it's whatever you feel you want to do. If you're
Ye-
ready to start pushing yourself, then start pushing yourself. There is no real age to when you want to start setting yourself up.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like there is moments that I can really push it, and I knew when that is without like feeling any tightness. The moment you feel anything tight, you just walk back
No,
and
no,
go
but
back home.
age-wise, Dodgy, when did you
I
start
think I
waking up
was probably
early?
14 when I first
Yeah,
made it
like
to
middle
the
schoolish, high school
yeah.
ages. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
same.
think it was about that. But like I would always run and I would exercise a lot. I also played competitive tennis too. So I'm a lefty, so I was always like, they always wanted me to play, and I was always around that as well. So not just soccer, tennis, volleyball. I was very active kid. So um, and I was in the theater club. I was active in the school. I was a good student. So you could do it all if you actually kind of cut away from your social life a little bit. I think some of you guys put so much time on social life, and some of it is not even social life. Some of it taken because of PlayStation and or Xbox, and you can play those too. Like Brandon said, it's okay to relax doing that stuff. It relaxes me to play video games, but you have to limit that. When you spend 30, 40 hours a week on video games, you really cannot be the player you want to be or the student that you want to be. That's the bottom line. What exercise do you recommend the most for the mornings? Like stretch is very important. Yoga is great, and eating good, and then run is great. Like those are the things I would definitely do. Like if you missed the Messi's routine, morning routine, I really like some of the exercises he did there. This is if you know what these are, pillar bridges and knee-high lunges, inverted hamstring stretches, pillar skips, and hurdle hops. Like those are like, and using by the way, the stretches using the wall is amazing for athletes. Those are incredible, and using like the stuff in the house as well, like the chair, a couch, whatever you can use to lean on and stretch your body. It's great. It's amazing. And don't overstretch though. Then the modern size, like when I'm taking the courses now, they just do not want us to overstretch it. Active stretches is more popular these days. That's why we do the warm-ups the way we do it. And then we ask you guys, whatever feels tight, you stretch that right after we're done with the active stretches. Those are the Dutch system now. They don't want overstretching. They want those active stretches, and then whatever feels tight, kind of stretch that area and get it back into action. Uh, I mean, nutrition. Don't eat late. Please do not eat late. I hear all these kids buying burgers 9 p.m. after practice. You're not going to lose weight. You're not going to have energy. Those things kill your energy. Your body spends so much time burning that stuff. You don't have the energy to actually perform in the game. You're always tired because your body is like working so hard. Oh, that sauce, that extra spicy stuff that you eat, and burgers, meat, like all that fast food stuff has so much chemicals in them. Your body is spending so much time wasting that energy. So keep it to yourself. Keep it to soccer. To be able to do that, you want to make sure you eat healthier. Like plain stuff is great. Rice, plain chicken, little salt on it and little pepper on it is fine. But a cayenne pepper, by the way, is very healthy if you can handle spice. It's good for your health. They suggest that too. So I would highly recommend that. All right. Take a picture of that. Some of the warm-ups Messi does. We're gonna move on to the next thing, guys, though. Um, gonna show you guys a couple things real quick here. Uh, all right. Let's go with. All right. So we've been working on distribution. I kind of want to go over how we should be moving off the ball too. One of the questions came from one of the keepers this week. Is like, why do you not want us to, our coaches in my high school team want us to, release the ball to that player? Now, this is the situation, okay? So if there is a player in this area, releasing it to that player immediately is not necessarily a good thing. If we have a pressure right here to the player right by you and there's a pressure here, you can skip them to that space because this player actually has more space now. That makes sense.
Saji, are
But
you sharing something? Because I can't see it.
oh, you guys are not seeing it? Oh, I did push share. Okay, sorry about that. Let me see. All right, sorry guys. Let me do it again. Tell me if you can see it now.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So so if there is a player, like this is the question came. So they have an opening right here. Goalie gets the ball, looks this way, and the right center back, he's supposed to be opening up, going wider, and this guy goes as wide as they can. This is our opening. Center mid should be showing up in this gap. This player should be here. This player kind of coming in. This player slides into this gap. Now we have options to possess. The goalie asked me, why don't we just throw it here to this player right away? Again, there is a pressure on him right away. I mean, out of the two options you have looking this way, I want this, and tell me why we want this one. There's two reasons. Does anybody want to guess what they are?
There's no pressure on that dude.
There's no pressure on him. Okay, that's one. What else? Anybody else? Yeah, somebody's saying some stuff down. They have more space and time. There's less pressure. Okay, yes. Okay. Uh, all right, Freddie, well done. Because their defensive shape is great right now, correct? So once he receives the ball, what's going to happen? They're going to be pressing now. They're going to be pressing these areas. So they're going to be pressing. That means we're going to have more lines in the back. So if we can find this player, or if he's covering this player and coming from this angle, we're going to come this player and find a triangle to get out. But the idea is not only that this player is not open necessarily to pass the ball, because you pass it to him, this player presses and maybe he's quick and then steals the ball, he's immediately up there having a chance to score. We do not want to give them that. So the keepers need to be calming down and be aware of where the other team is as well as your team. Like honestly, like I was just talking to Amar about this today. When I made it pro, the first thing I changed my mentality is when I had the ball in my feet, I was first aware of where the other team is. So once I know where they are, for example, so I got the ball here, right? So I checked where the blue is. So if I'm going to pass the ball to this player, I would not pass it to his right foot because I know this is the first place that they're going to press. So you know what I would put if I'm going to pass to that guy? I'm going to pass it this way. I'm going to make him come in more. So he's going to come in more. He has the space and time. He can pass it back to me. I can come out for the next play. But I will be smart enough to recognize that if I am aware of where this player is, I can recognize where I'm going to pass next. So the step by step, the player who is pressing for me, the player I'm going to pass to, and the space. Now I make less mistakes. I'm playing like a pro now. So all you see right now, you're mediocre to lower level player. Oh, this is my player. I'm going to pass to my player. I see my player. That's what you do. And that's why you don't go to the next level, though, right? So to be able to play the next level, we need to be able to recognize those things. So if I am in the midfield area and I check my shoulders, and this is what you guys do. There's a player on the way, and you are like backing up, running away. So what you would do is recognize this player's reach is this and this. So if I am going to be opening up as a player, I should be opening up away from that. And even if this player is not opening up, my pass still should be away from that gap so I can lead that player to the right area. But in reality, this player should be here already before I even pass the ball because that's away and between the two players exactly. It's going to be confusion between the two players who's going to go to it while they can decide that I got the ball and we're already attacking. So showing up between two players exactly is a key possession trick at the highest levels. And also recognizing this. So this seems very simple to you guys, but every level, including our semi-pro team to highest levels that we have, even when I coached at the highest levels, the academies, Sounders Academy players, those are still doing the same mistakes. This is the reach of the player. Okay, this is the reach of that player. Because feet, steps. So I need to give my pass away from this reach so we can actually complete a perfect pass. Does that make sense, guys? So that's how we possess the ball. So now, if let's just say, let's go back to this, clear that. So if we get the ball to this player and the pressure is coming from the central lane, all we have to do is this. So now, what do we see? Maybe this player is going to step. What do we see? This player, instead of going this way, he should be showing up between the two players, right? And this player should be showing up here. And this player should not be in the same lane as this. He needs to go a little bit wider. And this player should be coming in more. This player should be coming in more. Why? Opposite side. This is the thing that a lot of the select clubs do not teach. This player is still marking this guy. The ball is all the way here. If you're watching our professional soccer, a wing back, left back in professional level would be already here or here. Depends on tactic, but they will be coming back to central position. For us, it's here. We want them to be more in the central lane because it's a wing back for us, it's not a left back. Does that make sense? So it's really critical that you guys understand that. That's going to help you. So now we got that. We have a triangle option all over the place. So if we give the ball to this player, what do? This player has to be moving to this gap. So now we have that. And this player should be taken off. Why? This player gets the ball, he can see that player up there. Or you can see between the two players up there, he can make a run. Opening the game to the opposite side is definitely critical. So if we get the ball all the way to here, what happens to this player? He's going to go as wide as he can and it starts taking off. Because why? Blue, if the ball is there, all the blue is going to be sliding this way. So they have to, if they're going to be a good team. So you can find that pass up there, you're a next level player too. So we are all about being compact. So I watched all these clubs in Washington and I see all these players, they're like marking players, ball is here, or they're like opening up. Do you honestly expect this guy looking that way to make an amazing 75-yard ball this way so you can be open and run? That's not going to happen. They have to build up that play. And how many of you guys actually look this way and then do a 70-yard pass the other way? I play this game professionally. I don't know if I can do that, even when in my prime time. So that means that you're in the wrong spot. You need to make sure opposite side always comes back, right? We kind of addressed it before. All right, guys. Do you have any questions about the positioning or anything like that? This is with the 2 6s. This is a 10 on the outside, 10 on the outside, 9. We do play like this too. Any questions? Risik asking another player interfered. So if they do, what do? We look at another option. So all right, let's just say it like this. We're looking this way. The goalkeeper looking this way. If the goalkeeper's body is looking this way, what do? We open up, we open up, we open up this way. But let's just say they're pressing us really well in that area. They are actually coming so compact. They're coming. They did an amazing job pressing. So why does the goalie has to pass it this way now? He turns his body, turns the ball this way. This player opens up. Now look at the space he has going forward. And that's the intelligent goalie. Does that make sense? So you can always respond to what the other team does. But sometimes, you could think that, oh, sometimes, Dodger gets mad at me for taking too long. Sometimes, because it depends on the situation too. Like if you are pressed by 6 players going towards you, it's okay to take your time. But if you're in a situation, let's go back real quick. You're in a situation like this, and like let's just say even like this. If you see one of these guys that open, just why waste time? They have space going forward. This is when you hurry up. This is when you move the ball quick so we can get out and pull the attention towards us so we can move the ball fast. But if you recognize there's pressure coming to us players and they're cutting every angle, you're looking that way, then you recognize that and go to the other side. This is when you take your time. You recognize that whatever you're about to do is not going to work out for you. That's when you wait and take your time to make another decision. But if there is an opening, 100% pass to go forward, holding on to the ball, what does it do? Nothing. Absolutely bad things are going to happen to you because pressure now is going to be reading that you waited too long to pass the ball. Now they're going to take every option you have, and not only option you have, but on all options that that player has too. So I waited. Let's just say there was opening there. There's a lot of opening, but I didn't throw it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for my options. And then while you're waiting, these guys are now coming in, right? These guys are coming in. So I'm like, okay, now I'm going to pass the ball. You pass the ball, this guy has no options anymore. Like you feel like, okay, I think that's the best choice. I waited long enough to see what's my best choice. It's my best. Yeah, great for you. But now this guy has no options because you waited too long. So that's it. That's a balance that you need to catch. And that's the next level thinking, though. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but the thinking process of a player is critical. Critical to think like this. No, we play depends. We play with three back system most of the time. And a lot of the pro teams now doing it. Right now, Xabi Alonso won the German league for the first time with his team in Germany with a 3-4-3, and actually very similar to what we play. To wing backs attacking all the time and defending too, but attacking more. They're more higher and three back system, and then either one or two sixes. Sometimes we play with a 6 and an 8, 10-ish, and then two outside ends, but tens. But those outside tens are not necessarily 7 and 11. They actually come back to central lanes. We are very compact in the center, so the other teams do not have a lot of options to go through. But we do change it. We change it to 3-5-2. We change it to 3-4-3 with a 6 and 8. We change it to 3-6-1. Depends on who we play. But a three back system is definitely a signature thing for Gala. And I won undefeated the top level semi pro league in this with Snohomish Steelheads back in the day. They were the best team in Washington State at semi pro level before Ballard and stuff. And I won it undefeated with 6 goals scored on us with that system. We played actually at the time between 3-5-2 and 3-4-3 with 3 offensive players. 2 sixes in that one. All right. So, any questions? Iker says, "What's the best way to stop a free kick?" So that's a very wide range question, Iker. Uh, best way to stop a free kick before it happens, so you don't give them free kicks, or they already have the free kick and you want to defend how to defend a free kick, and we can address that another time. That's a big subject, Coach. Any quick questions that I can put it on the board right now?
So I have a question,
Okay.
not about us having possession, but the other team having possession
Okay.
and our defense zone. So let's just say the ball goes out to their right wing or right mid on the other side, right? So let's just say our CDM is compressing the center because you want to play centrally, correct?
Yeah. So I'm
So,
going to show you the
yep.
shape. So why we don't give them any chance to go through. If you do this right, 3-4-3 is unbeatable. That's why they like Sporting in Portugal, they won the Portuguese league, taking it from Porto and Benfica for so many years. They played, and now their coach is struggling, trying to get Save United. Almerim was the coach, and he's trying to do the 3-4-3 there, but it's going to take him a while to get the right players, buy the right players, because you need the right players to do that for sure. and then Xabi Alonso, of course, and a lot of Italian teams and a lot of the national teams in the last World Cup play a 3-4-3 as well. Now, why is it so useful? Now, this player has the ball. Our wing back is going to come to him. Six is going to come to here. We're going to release one of the defenders to go there. Now we're with two center backs. The other one goes deep. The six covers this area, and this player comes back in and covers this area. Closer to here is fine. Depends on where this player is too. And opposite side, attacking midfield comes back to center. This guy comes back here. This guy comes back here. So we are cutting every angle they have towards the central lanes. So let's just say if this guy makes a run, we are ready for that too. We just need to make sure we pressure cover to the other player. So if they release to this player, who goes? We go. He covers this way. We're releasing this player. We're going to be covering each other. If he's closer, we can cover it here. And we're going to come back to central lanes. And this guy is going to be more central and bomb. We are not giving any space in the central lanes at all. And we are always creating this triangle. So if the player beats him here, you're there. If you play beats him here, you're there. And you're never going to get out if you do this correctly. Okay. So, and we're going to be working on those. We're going to be doing some exercises. Mangini, the Italian national team coach, he actually, the first time came to Galatasaray, my team, my former team, and the players were like, oh, this is boring. What is he doing? So what he did is he grabbed the ball. He said he put 11 players and he started dribbling the ball. He said, I'm the other team. Where do you go? So he wanted the team to move when he's moving with the ball as a group, as a unit, and covering these angles. And he wanted them to see and he wanted to correct them and his assistants. Okay, that's not far enough. You need to cover my central lane. So they moved as a unit. And there is going to be practices. We're going to be actually doing that so we can exactly see tactically how we stand. Because if we stand better tactically and every player doesn't play like an individual, you can beat teams that you're not supposed to beat. Like I beat Crossfire Academy teams when I was coaching Gala back in the day when we were one of the better teams. And then COVID hit, our talent level spread out and we became a development club. We send our players. We developed them amazingly, and we send our players to ECNL. Like right now, the 09, 08 ECNL teams, literally 70% of the teams is former Gala players. Crossfire, we send like 8 players in the last couple of years to Crossfire Academy. So we develop, but in the near future, we want to keep our players and build the teams that can compete and make our own academies and go towards that direction. That's our goal. So, but if you cannot be in a shape, if you cannot stand in the right positions, you will never achieve the ultimate goal. You will always look less. Look, Manchester United right now has a lot of good players. Real Madrid is struggling. Manchester City is struggling with results. Why? Because not everybody is following the direction of the coach. Not everybody moving as a unit. There are some players doing their own thing. But when they moved as a unit, they were unbeatable. And those are great examples. There's teams that are smaller, like Leicester City, Ranieri, when they won the English Premier League, they were a unit. They moved as a unit. There was no superstars. Yes, Vardy scored all the goals. And imagine this, by the way, for some of you guys thinking that you're 19 is too old for you to make it professional. Vardy was in factory in age 25 and playing Sunday League soccer. And 27, he won the top goal scorer in Premier League in one of the best leagues in the world. So you have time now. As long as you take care of your body, like we've talked about, you have time. But you do need to get better every day. Like there is no stop. So don't think that you have a limit. If you believe that, you are blocking yourself. So give yourself a chance, guys. All right. Thanks for this. I appreciate you guys all. We're gonna finish it today. Thanks for coming to this. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Dachi.
Thank you, Dodgy.
Thank you, guys.